when I was growing up, I always wanted to, but I would have never known about it unless they encouraged me to. Hey, son, like when I think I was 5 years old. I know I was 5. It's like, we've signed you up for soccer. I had no idea what the hell soccer was.
You're out there kicking
it was AYSO. We literally played in jeans and the little jerseys, little t-shirt jerseys that they gave us. Like I didn't know what that was. And they didn't ask me. I'm 5 years old. I don't have a choice in the matter. Like
T-ball, whatever.
You're gonna go play.
They told you.
We're gonna try this, and the things that I'm learning then are no. You're signed up for this, so you're gonna go to practice. And at that age, you're not practicing. You're just showing up for games. But at that age, you're also getting pushed down on the field. And you're getting up and you're crying. You're going, well, what just happened? That kid pushed me down on the field. Son, that's part of the game.
And you don't even remember that going into 20s and 30s, but it builds the character.
You take a ball, somebody kicks a ball, hits you right in the side of the head.
And you know what?
That's part of the deal.
Unfortunately, though, times have changed, because I told the two of you the other day, I think I texted the two of you and I said, hey, I just picked my daughter up from tennis practice, and I overheard the coach saying to another kid, hey, it's okay if you lost. You can play again next week.
You text me that, and I literally told you. I
think like the context of that is telling, like, losing is okay.
Yeah,
like it's okay.
But understand why you lost.
But let's talk about it, right? Same with winning. Like it's the same. We're not placing. We're too busy hurting people's feet or worry about hurting people's feelings than telling them. Or teaching them lessons or talking to them about the lessons.
They were better than you, right? They had better players. They practiced better. They had a better coach. But who knows? You guys,
you didn't play to your potential.
Or you guys were all played like shit that day.
Or you didn't execute what we talked about. We practiced this all week long. You did something different. You lost your temper. You had a poor attitude. You weren't paying attention. Yeah. You were tired because you had to sleep over at your friend's house over the weekend.
Absolutely.
These are the reasons that. These are the consequences of your choices and actions.
Absolutely.
And so for the longer that goes on in somebody's life, I think it gets that much easier for them to fall into the obesity epidemic.
For sure.
Right? And that is because they're not taught to make choices and have to face the consequences of or the upsides to those particular choices that they make. So I think there's the not being faced with those things early on as a kid. And I love where you're going with that, CeCe, because I believe that is the biggest thing. And we have a duty. We have a responsibility to our kids.
Absolutely.
We are making and have made very, very, very poor decisions. And you can sit back and go, well, I didn't make that decision. My kid does this. My kid
Your kid does whatever.
Yeah, well, if you're part of the community at large, then you're part of it.
You tell your kid what the fuck to do.
Well,
to be honest, you're going to let your kid run wild and just do whatever the fuck they want?
No.
Exactly.
I don't think any parent wants to do that.
No, you want to guide them. But like, if you're just someone that sits back and like, oh, my kid does this, you're part of the problem.
Yeah, you are part of the problem. Yeah. But where did that start is my question.
No, exactly.
Right? So again, we need to be better advocates for our kids. And there needs to be a little bit of you must in order to get the change to happen.
Yeah, because kids they don't know anything different unless they are presented with something different until they know.
Right. And as a parent, that's your responsibility to introduce them to things. But if you, as a parent, didn't go through this process, I think that's one of the bigger problems. Is what I was suggesting before. Is we have a large population of parents right now that 30-something, 20-something to 30-something, that didn't have this. You must, right? They had helicopter parents. There's nothing worse in my mind than a helicopter parent. I can tell you my parents, and this is how I responded as a parent and still respond as a parent now, is my parents always let me make my own choices. They were very clear with me about those choices. Like, you are going to own this. So whatever you decide to do, if you choose to play baseball, Well, you got to accept all the things that come with playing baseball. If you choose,
you're not quitting
to be an idiot. Yeah. No, you're going to practice. There's none of this. There's none of this ridiculous behavior. Like, this is what you signed on for. This is what you're going to do. If you make a choice to do something stupid as a teenager or whatever,
you're going to eat it.
You're going to eat it with a spoon and a smile. Is what you're going to do. That's what you're going to do. And my parents raised me. And again, I'm not saying this is the perfect formula. But they raised me to have to be accountable to making tough decisions and then being responsible for those decisions that I made. And those were very valuable lessons. Now, I'll go back to the helicopter piece. They were right there with me if these were very tough decisions and potentially life-altering decisions.
Sure.
But that is not the majority of the decisions these kids are having to make or the situations that they're faced with on a daily basis. They need to be sent back out onto the field, so to speak, the field of life, to deal with this head on. Not for you as a parent to be running in behind them and cleaning up their poop.
But just being like, hey, I have a question.
At some point, you have to stop pooping on yourself, right? And what happens as you get older and you start doing that is you're going to face all kinds of things socially. You're going to face things professionally, and you're going to face things personally from maybe even a health and fitness perspective or health and wellness perspective. To where if you don't know how to clean up after yourself or prevent yourself from doing that in the first place, which comes from experience.
Yes.
It comes from having to go through experience and making, that is exactly, you get the knowledge and then over time you acquire the wisdom.
That's why we never listen to the older people as young people. And then we're like, damn, we should have listened to them. They were right.